All right, it's time to start some seeds. It is right at the beginning of January, and I'm going to start a bunch of seeds inside and ready to transplant out probably in March, probably mid to late March. So I'm going to walk through what I'm going to start inside. So I've already prepped my trays. These are some kind of, I think it's called Easy Grow seed trays from Gardener Supply. But basically it's kind of a standard kit, but then it's got a little water reservoir that these guys sit in. I've already put seed starting mix in here, so I buy specially prepared seed starting mix. It just drains really well. And then I've got some markers, some tags and markers, and then a little dibber to make my divots here in the seed tray. And then I'll cover everything with vermiculite just to keep it protected. So I'm going to take a stab at growing lavender again. I was not successful last year. I think it was just too wet. So I'm going to try that again. I am going to start some chives. See, there's some actual chives. I accidentally grew garlic chives this year. So I'm going to take another stab at it. And then I've got, what is this? Tomatoes. So I'm going to grow some slicers in the spring and then grow some cherry tomatoes in the fall. So these are my slicers. So I'm growing Celebrity Plus. Let's see. Big Beef Plus and Cherokee Purple. So I'm going to do 2 of each of these, so 6 plants total. And then for peppers, I got a couple hot ones. I got a Spitfire, which is a hot pepper. Got a Jedi, which is a jalapeno. A Goddess, which is a banana pepper. A Manjanji, which looks like some kind of Anaheim, maybe, for stir fries. And then I've got a whole bunch of flowers that I'm going to start. So marigolds I grow with tomatoes as a trap crop. Echinacea just for cut flowers because they're pretty. A light colored aster, again just for cut flowers and pretty, and because I like to mix flowers in with the veggies in the beds. Got an aster here and then some gomphrena. So I'm going to get all of those sown in here, and then just show what it looks like after. All right, just a quick look at how I actually do this. So I take this dibber and I just kind of poke a little hole in here, and the depth is on the back of the seed packet. I'm generally not very careful about it, but just make a little hole and then grab some seed and just kind of drop it in the hole. Usually put at least 2 seeds. For chives, I'm doing a little bit more, but at least 2, and that way if one takes off and one doesn't, then you're okay. And then just pat the soil down a little bit. And the way that I label it is if I've got a whole row, so for example, this is chives, so then this whole row is chives, and then here I've got my peppers, so these 2 are Jedi, these 2 are Spitfire, same with these 2, and then with these, the whole row is that variety. Celebrity, Big Beef, and Cherokee Purple. And then I take some of the vermiculite and just take a handful and then sprinkle it on here. It's a little windy, so they're blowing everywhere, but that's okay. So this just protects the soil a little bit, helps to retain a little bit of moisture, and I just find I have better luck kind of keeping moisture under control, both too wet and too dry, if I put a little bit of this vermiculite down. So that's it. I'll probably mist this with a little bit of water and then put it on the growing tray under the grow lights. So, okay, I just use the mister from my garden hose and just give it a little bit of water just to settle it down just a little bit, take some of the dust out. All right, and here's the tray that it will go into. So the way that this works is let me pop it open. So you've got a waterproof tray of water, and then this little stand that keeps it suspended, and then this is a capillary mat. So this has got one end in the water, and so it wicks water up to this whole mat, so this stays wet. And then when you put the tray with the seedlings on top, the capillary action just pulls the water up and waters it from below. So there's everything all put together. So this has holes underneath, so it will wick water up into the soil from that capillary mat and keep it just at the right level of moisture. All right, and then the last step is to put a little dome tray on it, keep moisture in, and then put it under the grow light. So this is a grow light setup that I've got up in my breakfast nook. So I'll just keep it under this until they sprout, and once they sprout, I'll take the cover off and then keep them here probably for 6 to 8 weeks before they're ready to plant out. All right, and then I'm just going to repeat this for the other tray, and I might even get a third tray out, but I'm not going to film that because it's all just the same process. So I'll get this going and getting a jump start on my spring planting.